Hi everyone, it's Mari here. Welcome back to my channel. I am participating again this month in the Creating with Sketches Scrapbooking collaboration featuring sketches from Allison Davis. And I created my layout this month with the gorgeous 49 and Market Krafty garden collection, which is absolutely stunning. So I chose this 12 by 12 paper here that you can see on my desk for my layout for the background. And then I chose some of the branding strips actually, and another piece of paper for some of my other elements here. So I chose these 3 branding strips or manufacturing strips from the bottoms of the papers. And then also this strip of paper that's a 4-inch strip here that I'm going to be using as a vertical piece on my layout. And this is actually the back of some of the packaging that comes in the collection. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some scrapbook.com adhesive onto the back of my paper here. Like I said, and if I didn't say this is a 4-inch strip, so it's 4 inches wide by 12. And in the sketch that we're using this month, which is 1-page sketch number 5, all of the different sketches have this vertical panel that goes down the layout vertically, and it's off center. So it's over to the side a little bit. So this is the position that I chose to put it in. And then each one of these branding strips is 1/2 inch wide. And actually, in Allison's sketch, the strips that she uses to the side of the wider paper are 1/2 inch wide. So branding strips are perfect for this. You don't have to use a chunk of the actual 12 by 12 paper. You can use branding strips and in that way really utilize your paper well. So with the 49 and Market papers, if you're not using their solids, if you're using their patterns, and you only have 1 sheet of each, I find it hard to cut up a little strip like this off of the 12 by 12. So this is a perfect way to avoid that. And with 12 sheets of paper, or however many sheets you get in the pack, maybe it's only 8. Well, then you've got that many strips that you can use for elements on your layouts. And they all, of course, coordinate with the different papers that are part of the collection. So you can see there, I just fussed with that to put it underneath that 4-inch strip just slightly, because I think that I left a little bit of an edge on that paper, so it wasn't cut perfectly. So it was a little bit wider than 1/2 inch. And so I just tucked it under that 4-inch paper. And now I'm just going to butt up against the edge of that first one with the next one, which is gorgeous. It's got all of those different daisy florals on it. Beautiful. I love how they actually worked in a little bit of blue in some of these papers as well. Now, some of the different sketches, depending on which sketch you use there, I'm just showing you, I put some stitching with my sewing machine on my layout as well, which was suggested in the sketch. Some of the sketches for number 5, some of the suggestions, and there's tons of options. With every one of the sketches that Allison has, she gives a ton of different options for working with that specific sketch. So with this one of the suggestions, or several, were horizontal photos going down vertically. And I chose 2 by 2 photos, which was another suggestion. So I've chosen 4 2 by 2 inch photos, which I've just matte on a piece of white cardstock. And then I also chose a 3.5 by 2.5 photo for over at the side, which I also matte in white, and then some of the that beige paper. Now I have used a Spellbinders stackable little box to put all of the different elements in it that I thought I might use, including this little paper here that I'm going to use for a mat behind my photograph, which I love. It's kind of got like a little bit of a doily effect on it. And again, it's that kind of beige paper that matches with the 4-inch strip that's vertical on my layout. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that onto the mat that I have on the photo. I'm going to put a little bit of foam adhesive onto the back of that and pop up just on the right side there, because it's going to overlay over top of the 4 photo in the strip to the left. And so that the left side of this particular photo that I'm working on here doesn't really need to have any foam adhesive on it, because it's going to lay on top of that strip that already has foam on it. So just so that everything is kind of laying nicely, I do have my journaling strips typed up. I did use my my vintage typewriter from the 1960s to type out my journaling there. And I did cut them into, I think they're about 1/4 inch strips. And I do have a die that I use for cutting out my strips. I just find it really easy to do that because it gets them all perfectly sized. And this is the suggested area for putting those strips according to Allison's sketches, which I loved. I thought that was a really great position because then what I can do is take another one of those little like faux titles, the smaller titles, the little chipboard pieces, and put that at the top of my journaling. I'm just using my tweezers here to help me position these. Now in the sketch, it did look like the strips were butted right up against the photo, but I ended up changing that, and you can see there's a little bit of space there in between the photo and the journaling strips. I don't know what the heck was going on with my camera. I do apologize. It keeps going in and out of focus. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was the lighting, because I did have some weird lighting coming in the side of my craft space here today. I don't know, but I do apologize for that. So now I'm just taking some of the different elements. There's one of the little stamp die cut pieces I put in behind that butterfly, and then I popped the butterfly up and layered it over top of that stamp. And then I'm just using a bunch of the different elements from the laser cut pieces and the different ephemera packs from the Krafty garden collection. And I'm putting them in areas that were either suggested by the sketch or where I wanted to put them based on that visual triangle. So I'm trying to create sort of like a little bit of interest at the top of the photo there with that little it's a little strip that has some text on it. And then this sweet little chipboard heart I'm going to put to the side of that. And then you can see the title there, Sweetest, is a chipboard piece from the collection. And then I just have a few of the little laser cut florals in a cluster to the left of the title word Sweetest there. And I'm going to pop these up and layer them in that way with foam adhesive. So the bottom layer does have foam on it. And then all of the layers I'm putting on top of that have more foam adhesive. So there's a little bit of dimension there, but not too much. I actually like using the thinner foam squares. Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L has the different thickness of their foam squares, which I love. I love having some of the thinner ones on hand too for either scrapbooking or card making. And in that way, you can kind of control how much dimension you're getting in those different little areas. So just creating a sweet little floral cluster over in that area. And then I couldn't resist putting this little circular chipboard piece in here as well. I put that over to the left by that floral cluster. And then you can see I've put another little phrase text ephemera piece above the photos there that I think it says love you, and that for the 2-inch photo strips or the strip of 2-inch photos. And I'm trying to think what else I did here. Oh yeah, I absolutely love these little epoxy or enamel stickers. They've started coming out with these with some of their collections, and I love them. They're adorable. They're perfect for scrapbooking, obviously. You could definitely use them with your card making as well. But I'm going to put a few of these down. I actually put that little camera die cut to the lower right of the larger photo there. You can just see it kind of tucked in behind that butterfly. And I am going to put one of these circles with a little phrase in it in the center of that camera, which I thought was kind of cute. And so I think I ended up putting down 3 of these little enamel stickers in the end. And I'm going to put another one kind of over by that little daisy that's by the word sweetest there. And I think that's going to finish off the placement of those little enamel embellishments. But I'm really loving how this is looking. Using the 49 and Market papers for my background is always more of a challenge for me because I usually have white space on my layouts. And I don't always, when I'm working with 49, I often will choose to put white in the background and then work that patterned paper in. Their pattern paper is beautiful. I absolutely love it. It is some of my favorite 12 by 12 paper on the market for sure. So for this one, I did choose to use that pattern paper for the whole background, and I really, really like how it worked. So now I'm just taking some Dina Wakley white gloss spray and I'm just going to sprinkle that on. And again, I do really apologize for that weird light that's coming in through my blinds today. You know, as summer approaches here where I am in Canada, the sun is getting higher up in the sky. And what that means is I get weird lighting at different times of day in my studio. So I'm going to have to do something about that as I continue to do my filming in my studio. I am going to just finish up this splattering. I'm getting sort of a generous amount of splatter in the different areas. I'll take all of that paper off that I have protecting my layout, and that is going to finish this off. So again, this is from the one-page sketches from Allison. This is sketch number 5. I used the adaptation with the 4 2-inch photos, and I really love how this turned out. I have linked up in the description box below to all of the different videos that are part of the Hop this month. Make sure you check them out. And that's about it for me. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired. Please make sure that you check out Allison. I have linked to Allison's sketches in the description box below. Her sketches are amazing. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so. Have an amazing day, friends, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.